Welcome to another episode of Women in Focus. Our woman in focus today is a person that I have admired for so many years. It's taken me a long time for her to come to our studios. She is a dentist by profession and an amazing person. Her name is Dr. Neeta Popat. Dr. Popat, you're most welcome in our program.
Thank you, Sushmaji. I appreciate your tenacity in getting after me.
Well, you've got such a beautiful life. You lead an amazing life. You work and help people who need help in third world countries. You've been a single parent, brought up your son, you're a grandmother. There are amazing things about you.
Thank you, Sushmaji. I really enjoy what I do. Dentistry is a passion, and working in third world countries, whether it's with orphanages, or whether it's older people, or whether going on a dental mission has been a joy in the past. Giving back brings you so many memories and happiness.
I bet it does. How long have you been going to countries and helping out?
After I had settled in my dental work,
yes,
and made sure my patients were okay at the home front, and enjoyed what I was doing, learning a lot from amazing mentors.
Right.
And then I decided I want to give back in some way.
Yes.
So it was really nice. I worked in Thailand with a few orphanages till the new king took over and closed some of the orphanages. We always used to go to Mexico, and there are a lot of old people's home where they don't have enough funding.
Wow.
So we used to love going and getting them, whatever needs there were, whether it was rice and grains and beans and what have you.
So not just dentistry, you would help them otherwise as well?
In other ways, yes.
Oh,
so
wow.
I did do dental missions, but I thought it's kind of nice to get away from what you were doing.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great.
So I am thinking, there she goes with all her, dentistry stuff, and she's looking after their teeth, but you're also helping them out other ways as well.
Yes. I also went with a gentleman, Dr. Shivu Hali from Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Right.
Funded with Bill Gates and Melinda Gates funds in India, and that was a very interesting trip. So we were lecturing at universities, we're helping alternative lifestyle population that were underprivileged, not recognized. So that was another interesting story.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
I bet. So when was the very first time you went out?
Used to do small little things in England, looking after older people and stuff like that, and it brought me a lot of joy. I did the same here. And then I decided, why not do it on another level?
Right.
And so, I'd done a couple of dental missions and then decided to venture out and doing something different. And so it's been a joy.
Let me take you back then. This has got probably a lot of stuff to do with your upbringing in your childhood.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about that.
Absolutely.
Where were you born?
I was born in Uganda in a small little place called Tororo.
Tororo?
Yes. The British had brought the parents and grandparents to build railroads and start the economic situation going.
Right.
And my parents were very forthcoming. We used to be in a little town. There were no restaurants, nothing between Kenya and Uganda. So they used to get up at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, just to make things and bring it to the railway station where people were traveling, didn't have anything to eat, that come from out the country. So it was one of those things, and also helped in Tororo with poor people. So it was always a joy knowing, giving back, you get more yourself.
Isn't
you a
that
lot of
just
pleasure.
Beautiful? How many in the family?
Oh, we are 5 brothers and 2 sisters. Unfortunately, I lost my younger brother, but really strong family. My dad died young, and my eldest brother, brought us all up. And it was always about giving, always about sharing.
So what pecking order are you?
I'm the last one in the family.
You're the baby of the family.
The baby of the family, but we all worked together.
Yeah.
When we were thrown out of Uganda without anything at all.
Yes.
We started in England, and it was tough in those days, right?
Right.
When we were younger, you were always told, no, as a young lady, you don't go into dentistry, go into dental nursing or dental hygiene.
I see.
And at that point, even going through school, you had that aspect of you know, women don't do that. But I encourage every young lady out there,
Yeah.
go and do exactly what you want to do and give back in some way. You'll always find happiness.
Why dentistry?
I was always passionate about either medical, dental
Yeah.
field, and I'd seen a lot of my family members in the medical field.
Right.
And life was tough, and you know, often enough you had to give nights and you had to give yourself. My brother, one of my brother, used to go in villages in Uganda. My parents made sure he went out and reached out to the very poor, and he'd come up with his car full of vegetables and fruits and stuff like that. And I recall my mom yelling and saying, "You went up to help. You didn't. Why did you bring all this back, right?" But I think it was so beautiful. People appreciated it. He'd be
Yes.
working in the hut and he'd say, "I had no choice over this, Mom. I was working in the hut looking after patients. And I come out in my car, my tires are almost blowing up.
Right.
And they've loaded up my car." But it was always about giving back in some way. You gave a day or whatever efforts you could make. And I've gotten the best joy out of helping other people,
And I think-
remembering stories, little
Yeah.
things.
So it does. I
Yeah.
can connect the dots now. You know, I mean, you've seen
fun.
your oldest brother do that, and it has had an impact on you. So when Idi Amin happened, and you had to come to England, how good or bad was it? Where were you in England?
I was sent away overseas to India for a while, and I was there for a very short time. The rest of the family moved to England, or one of my brothers, sorry.
Yeah.
He went with a shuttlecock thing
Right.
where, you know, he was lost and they shuffled him around to different countries. And then he settled in England, so I followed him. And it was hard because, you know, change of culture, change of
And
environment.
going to England, the place which is the most racist in the world.
It was extremely racist.
Yeah.
Your food, your clothing, your, you know, color, everything.
Your accent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know, you just get up, pick up your pieces, and you know, you get to know your community through helping them and being there for them. And then they come around to see, you are a caring person. And I think you can win people over with small things you do for them, little
That's
ways we can help
beautiful.
people.
I want to take a short commercial break, but I want to come back and talk a
Absolutely.
little bit about that.
Sure.
Because that seems like you've learned so many things from your past experiences that you're applying that in your day-to-day life.
Absolutely.
Which is amazing. Dr. Neeta Popat is our person in, our woman in focus today. Don't go away, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Women in Focus. Neeta Popat is our woman in focus today. So we were talking about England, you know, and you started studying there, working there.
I was at a grammar school in Chelmsford. Actually, I just went to England
Yes.
to see all those places, and it was beautiful. Brought back some good memories. And I did make a lot of good friends in England. And
Lovely.
But like you said, it was difficult adjusting initially.
Right.
But once you got into the groups and everybody accepted you, it made life a lot easier.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. My only regret, like I said, that when the counselors came to see you, they would say, women can't do that or can't do this. I think you need to lift your skirts up and ask yourself, can you do this? Are you passionate enough to do it?
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
and go with the flow, right?
And you did?
Yes, I actually did the dental nursing and therapy over there, and then came to Canada and had to redo my studies. So I went to Dalhousie, St. Mary's University, and then Dalhousie,
Right.
and did my dentistry again. So it was really lovely. I didn't mind doing that.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So it was good.
So while you were doing your dental nursing, I would have thought that that would be recognized here in Canada.
Dental nursing would, but not as working in dentistry, right? And that was my final mission.
Right.
And like I look out there and say to the young people, you know, if you are passionate about something, don't
Do
let
it.
anybody discourage you. Just
Right.
move on, get along, and do it.
Because you always get an opportunity to, you have means in front of you. And if you're not meant to do it, maybe those things won't come in your way.
Exactly.
You know, but if you're meant to do it and you're passionate about it, why not go ahead and
Yes, and don't let obstacles come in your way.
Yeah.
If you are sincere and you do things with a good heart, then don't let obstacles come in your way. Where there's a will, there's a way. Is the motto,
You believe in
right?
that?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So-
do things with a good heart.
why did you come to Canada?
I had a brother back east,
Yeah.
and I'll never forget. I was in New Brunswick. People opened the doors. People were pleasant. They always said hi, hello, and I thought, oh my heavens, this
You're
is
totally
a friendly.
different from the Britishers.
Totally different. Yes. So I just totally fell in love with everybody who walked past me or helped or talked to me, and I thought, this is where I want to live, where there's love, where there's caring. People mingle. Doesn't matter where you come from. Color didn't matter, nationality didn't matter at that time in the 70s, and
Yeah.
it was great. I decided, that's it, I'm moving. So yes, I decided to come to Canada, and going back to school, I decided, yes, of course I'll have to do a lot of my studies again,
Right.
and no qualms, I enjoyed it
Yeah.
every bit of the way. Of
And
course,
you
there's
did it.
always hardships along the way, and you overcome them.
So studying here is not cheap.
In those days, though, it was
Yes.
a little bit different. Now
Yes.
it's like $4,000 versus $60,000
That's right.
per year. So there is a drastic difference now.
Right.
But then again, for us that was expensive, right?
Yes.
Because we were young immigrants and settling in, and so money was hard. So you had to work as well as study, and where there's a will, there's a way, and you just do it.
You
put
do
your
it.
nose to the grindstone and go.
I know you have a son, and now you're a grandmother.
Yes.
So,
I'm
how
very
did you meet his father?
I actually met him while I was studying, and we got married, and he came here. He had to do his studies again, and of course things went south a little bit.
Right.
And like I said, what's meant to be is meant to be. I don't hold grudges.
Right.
I move on. You pick up your pieces, then
And you walk
and
on.
you walk on.
So you're a single parent then?
I am a single parent. I brought my kid up since he was a baby. He's a lovely young man, walks the straight line. He's helpful to others and reaches out if he can do
Lovely.
anything. So I'm proud of him. I really am.
You know, whatever you've gone through, and I'm sure he's seen how you've brought him up. You've done your course. You've become a dentist. You had a child, but even with that kid, you did whatever you wanted to do, right? And that is very important. Many people sort of feel that once the husband isn't there or there's no man in their life, that they can't do anything. That's not true.
No, it's all within your power.
Yeah.
You should be able to make up your mind, get up, have the strength to work hard. Yes, it's not easy. All of us have to work hard, but you work hard and the fruit will be there. And I think you have to have faith and have a good heart. Yes, you'll come across a lot of trials and tribulations and people who will be discouraging or look down at you, but don't let them affect you. You move on. You move on.
I love the way you said, and I hold no grudges. And that's beautiful because holding grudges does not help you. It in fact hurts you.
Absolutely.
Doesn't
it
it?
retards your own growth.
Yeah.
And you're thinking negative. When you're thinking negative, you can't move on with good thoughts, right? So for people who are negative, you negate that, you put them in the past, and you move on. You look forth to positive views and positive things in your life.
You never got married again.
No. No.
And you were married to your business. You married to your profession.
I was married to my business. I loved what I did. I did go out, but it's, and we had fun.
Yes.
He was a good guy. I didn't want to get married, and
Yes.
I'm happy.
Yes.
I'm happy with life, and I just enjoy traveling and enjoy my family and love my family and
That's beautiful.
friends around me. I've had good friends, especially in the dental field. I had, Dr. Raymond Greenfeld and then Dr. Vandy Rondo and
Right.
Natalie Poletto. Just beautiful, beautiful friends who were positive when I needed them most. So Dr. Danny Shum, I just love them all.
And they're there whenever you need
Yeah,
them, and you can rely on them.
exactly. You know, you could count on them and
Yeah.
you knew they were truthful and reliable. So I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed it. I mean, there were times when there been frustration and things that happened, and you know, the government sort of taking more and more of the role where, you know, dentists should have a say. So there are things that you look at life and you go, why did that happen? And you try to give your input, and I get a little passionate about that. But I think, you know, that's all good, right? I mean, we try to do the best within our fields and the best for our society and look out for the people around us.
I want to talk a little bit about teeth as well.
Okay.
That's your favorite topic. So let's take a short break.
Okay,
And come
sure,
back.
sure.
Neeta Popat is our woman in focus today. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Women in Focus. Our woman in focus today is Neeta Popat. So, Dr. Saiba, you know, teeth are very important to you.
Absolutely.
So, how long can you keep your teeth if you look after them?
If you keep your teeth, you can look after them for the rest of your life.
Really?
It's the image to the world, right? Your teeth are an image to the world. I'm awfully passionate about it.
Yeah.
But not only that, your breath is important. When you have bad gum disease
Right.
and teeth are rotting, you have bad breath. So those are two socio-psychological impact right away on you. Other things are functional in terms of what teeth do for you. Your front teeth help you to cut and bite your food. Side ones tear your food and grind your food.
Yeah.
And also the muscles and the joints, right? You've seen older people without any teeth. Their muscles collapse and they
Yeah.
have that elderly look, right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't be making faces on the TV, but yeah, so it affects your muscles, your joints, and you know, your whole facial structure. And
Demeanor.
this is what we're all about.
That's right. So the back teeth, when people get their back teeth taken out, it sort of makes your jowls get bigger. Am I
Well,
right
it
in thinking that?
collapses, you know,
Yeah.
you've seen the older people, right? It like eventually it collapses because your bone shrinks. Your bone shrinks in the back, and then to have any kind of prosthesis, whether it's dental implants or dentures, it's tougher, and you end up spending more money. So if you can keep your teeth for life,
Yeah.
it's the best thing you can do for yourself.
So
honestly.
dental hygiene, what is important?
Absolutely maintenance, dental hygiene, keeping up with your teeth, getting your dentist to check your teeth so you're catching problems earlier and they don't escalate to higher levels where you're having to do expensive dental treatment. So proper maintenance is really, really important, especially, yes, our people need to do that because gum disease is very high in Indians and Asians.
So how come we didn't have any, flossing in India or in Africa?
Yes, in the olden days, there
Yeah.
was no emphasis. But as, you know, science became more progressive, there were things that we learned along the way. And, you know, there is the brush cannot get in between your teeth. So flossing and, you know, other techniques, you know, brushes and flossers and
Right.
stuff like that is really, really important.
So you
I
have
think
to have
taking good
that?
care. Yes, and your dentist will usually guide you as to what you need, depending on what your problems are. And the best thing is to go to a dentist, get your teeth looked after properly, because once you lose bone, you can't get the bone back. So it's really,
Right.
really important to maintain a good relationship with your dentist
Yeah.
and hygienist, and they'll point out what your problems are, and you can go from there. So maintenance is
Most important.
important. We do our hair, we look after our nails, feet. Why not teeth, right?
Oh, I think teeth are important. When I smile
Absolutely.
and you can see your
Yes.
teeth and they're nice,
The first thing people look at, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Your teeth and your smile and your breath is so important socio-psychologically.
It is.
Absolutely.
Now, you have traveled over the world. Last time, just a few months ago, you were in the western part of the world, right? In
I was in South America.
South
this
America.
Time, and England
Okay.
after.
Where have you traveled in the world? Is there any country that you haven't gone to?
A few, Russia, China. I'd love to go to
Yeah.
those countries as well. And I had a great opportunity to travel with Dr. David Sweet, who does a lot of forensic dentistry You know, he did great work with Picton Case Farm. Dr. Cheevers, he was another one. And we went to the French Polynesian Islands, and that was beautiful. South America is gorgeous.
Is it really?
Yes, I was there recently, and you know, I mean, Argentina and Peru and Bolivia, Uruguay, like just gorgeous,
So
gorgeous.
what do you do when you go there? Just as a tourist?
No, I try to find an angle because when I go away, I have a set budget that I want to give to the poor. So I'll find avenues to help some poor families or an old people's facility, because I find usually people will donate to the younger kids.
Yes.
But in a lot of countries, including actually in India,
Yeah.
where you know older people are thrown out and not looked after. Like I remember a time when I went to Mother Teresa's ashram, and it was really sad. You know, older people were left at the gates, and they were so full they didn't want to take anybody, and it was like, are you kidding me? Where are these people going to go in the rain and heat? And you know, so there are a lot of places where now the older people are just thrown out there in the community, and I think need help. And it's nice to give back in some way. Yeah.
Well, you're giving back in so many different ways.
Well, I think there's some really good people who've done the same. So I feel, you know, I think every drop out there helps.
Helps, it
So,
does.
Yes, it does.
Well, I am looking forward to seeing you where you're going to go next. Any ideas?
I just came back from England,
Yeah.
and I really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I've gone for my goddaughter's wedding as well as to see an elderly brother who's ailing at the moment. So, you know, it's great to see the family and be with them.
Right.
Next destination, who knows?
Currently, you're enjoying your grandson.
Oh, I adore him. That's a new thing. I could talk about that all day. I think grandchildren are so precious. Isn't
Yes.
that amazing?
Yes.
They come out with nothing,
Yeah.
a clean slate. And it's what we write upon them.
Yeah.
They're joyful. He's at that 4.5, 5 months now, actually.
Right.
And just full of joy, full of
Isn't it?
love and unconditional. Absolutely
Beautiful.
unconditional.
It's been lovely talking to you. We could talk for
Thank you.
hours.
Oh my God, it's been a joy, and thank you for making this a
Thank
pleasant
you.
experience.
Dr. Popat has been our Woman in Focus today. Don't go away. We'll be right back.